Hello, hello, hello. Oh, whoa, what the? I,
Okay over there?
I do a really quick cut into, well, obviously, because of how the switches are set up, there's no like really smooth transition to like let us in audibly. So I just hear like just some noise like in your background. I was like, huh? Whoa. Where am I?
For what? Wow.
I've been displaced in someone else's like homeroom.
Wow.
What happened? Oh man, I kind of wish we could have pushed this. Well, I guess I could have really just pushed it any further. But Nolan started some stuff in the chat. Oh, not our chat here, DangIT Prodcast, but just like our messenger in general. He was just saying like topic of discussion. Or no, this is actually an I. Why are you gay? You know what I'm saying? Because men are just so heckin' cute. It's valid. And it reminds me, I can vouch it. I remember that he tried to meet up with like this guy, and it happened, and he said that he was cute, but that was it. And it was because this guy was Asian that I was like, oh, hey Nolan, do, do you think I'm cute?
Do you think I'm
And I was actually able to get him to confirm that I am indeed cute.
So what I'm hearing is
So there it
Nolan-
is. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got, except for Steven, I've got affirmations from everyone in some way.
Oh, Steven will never say that.
Of course, he would never say that, but you know the whole like, what was it, the kiss, marry, kill whole thing,
I know. He said he'd kill all of you.
right? But everyone else said that they would marry me, and I was like, okay, that's okay. I like that actually. I wear it with like a badge of pride, even though like I'm like, wait, hold on. But yes, okay, let's get started. So, hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin.
Mark.
You're watching and are listening to episode 406 of DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. We got actually quite an eventful week, both in just like media stuff as well as just like the personal like achievements here and there. But first, Mark, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Good. What you been up to this past week?
Mostly just been taking care of the house. My mom's been out for a couple of days, so it's been me, the fiance, and my dad and my dogs.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, she and I have been I have been making dinner the past few nights, and she and I have been cleaning everything, making sure the place stays all in one piece.
Nice.
That and other than that, uh, some Call of Duty, some Elden Ring, reading plenty of webcomics and manga. Also looking at also just watching the anime.
Watching the anima. There's the new seasonals are like coming in, and that's kind of like
Right.
one of the things I've been up to.
Have you checked out Spy X Family?
I've seen clips because you know Crunchyroll likes to like promote that kind of stuff. It definitely looks charming. I've seen it before it was even like announced for anime. It's been it's been showing up on the front page of like Viz like for a while now, and
Yeah, I just read it. I was waiting for the anime.
mm-hmm. So I mean I haven't watched the entire episode, but I'm pretty sure it's one of like the really good ones among
Oh, yeah.
quite a few.
Like when I heard it came out today, I was like checking it out. Went and watched it. Honestly, it's great. It's got action. It's got comedy. And good lord, it's wholesome.
I got a couple of favorites that are popping in. What was it? Season 3 of Kaguya-sama Love is War is one of them. Shield
Oh, yeah,
Hero
God.
season 2.
Yeah, Shield Hero.
Let me see. I was just watching like these two earlier today. The one that I just like finished up watching was what was it, Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. I'm not sure if you heard about that one. It's another slice of life. The premise is about like this couple. They're already established, their second year of high school. The girl tries so much to like get like her boyfriend to say that she's cute, and yes, he also thinks about that, but most of the time she has like a really cool like front about her, because like this dude's like very unfortunate. He has like a lot of like bad luck on his side. A lot of things like to like pure like throw themselves in there into his direction. So she's always the one to protect him at all these times. So, and there's just something about like, well, I mean, first episodes always like try to give you like the best first impression of it, but it looks really promising so far. What else is there? I'll tell you what
There's
isn't season like this upcoming season. Attack on Titan.
hey, people are mad about that, but honestly, to me, I'm just like, hey, if they need the time for quality, I don't see why not.
Honestly, because it is Mappa, I'm kind of glad that they're gonna just take their time, because they've been consistent.
And of course, people are like, it's just a cash grab at this point. Just finish already. And I'm like, I can see why they think that. But at the same time, I'm not that buttered about it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those cases where when it happens, and I don't think it's them just trying to buy their time just to kind of slowly build up on the hype. It really is just a production type of thing. Otherwise, they would have been done with it.
The notice is like, all right, it's done.
I mean, I don't think there's really been like many, if not at all, anime that have like broken up like into like 3 parts like this. Oh, there's an eye, by the way. He's doing the sub. Thank you. Nani. Yeah, I appreciate you, Anaya. But aside from that, there's another one. Another slice of life. Blah blah blah. Aheron's son? It's just pretty much like another like slice of life where 2 people who are kind of difficult with communicating. It's think about Komi-san, but like a different perspective of things.
Yeah, I've seen the cover for that on Crunchyroll. The guy holding the girl.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what they really. It looks like a brother and sister relationship.
It does actually. I think that's what they're gonna kind of go for, but I think, yeah, no, they're gonna try to do something like romance wise, but for now they're keeping it really just calm, and I can appreciate that too. What else is there? Oh my god, I want to actually like watch this one. It's called like Love After World Domination. It's pretty much
I was
the whole...
about to mention that.
it's
I read that title and I was like, I'm sorry.
Think of Power Rangers, but there's a bit of romance in there. And I was like, what?
That's what it reads. There's still not a synopsis.
Oh, there's not? Oh, damn.
At least not what I was looking at. And like, I checked out one. I checked out another one because I'd heard this was like I saw the animation for it. I was like, look, I looked at it. It was a I think it's Sabikui Bisco.
Not familiar.
It's random as fuck, but it's entertaining.
Okay.
It's really good animation, and I think probably one of my favorite lines I've heard in that show is still probably that he's like, he basically just says that bastard he released the hippos.
The what?
He said that bastard he released the hippos.
Okay.
Just no context. That's the no context quote for you is that bastard released the hippos.
All right.
They're hippos with guns on their back.
Oh my god. That has a different context within and of itself.
They're already dangerous enough. Give them guns.
Oh my god. Hippos are a menace, dude. Like, have you ever seen like those videos of like dudes just kind of like in their motorboat and they're just kind of like getting a little too close, and the hippos like kind of try to get at them, and then they don't see anything like for the next couple like meters, and all of a sudden something like comes out of the water. It's one of them. You're like, oh, hippos are fast. Hippos are pretty fast.
They're incredibly fast. I will BRB 1 second.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get started with things that are showing up on the topics list here. It's been a very eventful week for me. I literally started off really strong this Sunday by finally finishing Elden Ring. Oh my god, dude. It really is it really is one of the game of the years, like easily, because of just how much I enjoyed just playing, being in the world. It's one of those games where the narrative isn't the strong suit. Personally, for me, there's actually like a lot of deep lore that you can really dig into, but for me personally, that stuff doesn't really come up as consistently as it would be if you literally like dumped it onto me like it was like an anime video game where it really is just a lot of plot first and foremost, or I'm sorry, like a JRPG mainly, where they dump in a lot of plot in front of you, which works in most cases in the RPG type of thing. I guess Elden Ring is also an RPG as well, but in this case, there is like a bit of story, but you can really just kind of brush that aside. You can if you want to. I was definitely in it for the magic and the swords and more magic, but not dying. I wasn't there for that. Not willingly anyway. But yeah, no, Elden Ring, it's phenomenal. Again, it's really good. The next thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that I got a bunch of stuff from limited run games this past week. It encompasses an order that I got from September or made in September, their blowout sale in January, and I will definitely 100% go over those like real quick once I kind of go through the quick summary of everything here. Shiny Turtwig finally got. That was Wednesday, and I am absolutely shell shocked that, and no turtle pun intended, but I can't believe it. I finally have done it, and now I'm at peace with it. But I'll probably want to do something shiny hunting related because it's done so much for the channel as far as just like introduce me to new folk, and just helping the channel out like immensely. So I'll definitely have to figure things out. I'm thinking Pokemon Legends is going to be the next thing for me to do as far as shiny hunting, because at least with that, the odds are way better as a player. Other things I wanted to talk about as well will be Moon Knight episode 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog the movie 2. But we'll see if we need to talk about spoilers here and there. But why don't I go ahead and get started with limited run game stuff. So I've done this before in the previous streams, and I am totally happy to just kind of show it off again. Let me see. So let's talk about the blowout sale because that arrived first. We have in our possession 2 Switch games and a blind box, and the 2 games that we have here that came from limited run were Rivals of Aether and Chasm, both on Switch. So the blind box is actually a PlayStation 4 game. It is Jedi Outcast with the Fett, the Boba. Boba sounds really good right now, but that's super dope. I was, again, I said before, I was really thinking that the blind box is gonna be something like I was not like interested in, and might be even like maybe not even like within like my interest in genres, but I'm happy that it was like a Jedi game. Actually, notice that I said Jedi game. Although granted, Outcast does have first person shooting for its time, but obviously like it was about the lightsaber. And the next one that I'm happy to show off, I want to give shout outs too about this because it came in this type of bag. So I don't know why I have this still with me. I'm thinking that like it could be reused. What if I mailed this to Phil? Like thinking that it's like, well, actually I don't have the same like address or anything like that. Yeah, okay. Well, that wouldn't work. But could you imagine? Could you imagine if I like slipped in like just like some random stuff in here and like somehow faked it to be like a limited run package? Hey Phil, this came into the mail. Like, oh shit, cool. Opens it up. What is this? I remember Mark and I made a joke about this like a while, and I was trying to remember exactly what it was. It was something about Phil, and it was about mailing him something that he would not like. I don't remember what it was though, so I'll have to check it with Mark when he returns back to see like what it was. But what came into that little package was a couple items actually. We have the game One Step from Eden. So this is a game I was actually really looking forward to because it is the whatchamacallit, it is the Mega Man Battle Network like type of indie game. It has its card as well right here. Looks super dope. And they have their the newsletter slash poster here. So you open it up, it looks like this. And whatchamacallit, you open it up, they have a couple articles, and they have a poster like this showcasing all the different games they got like physically printed, including some Vita games. There's Octodad right there, and among other things. Wait, Firewatch was the physical release that they did? Weird. Because whenever I see Firewatch is that first-person kind of like story engaging type of game. There's not a lot of action per se. It's you kind of traversing through. I guess as like, well, you're just traversing as a dude who got hired in working in a forest, and whatchamacallit, it's more story driven for that. Not really much happening there. You are engaging the environment, but just like very limited. Everything's kind of like it's pretty linear is what I'm trying to say. But the reason I brought that up was because I remember that Gabe played Firewatch, and I always associated with Xbox because of that. Which brings me to my next point, because I believe a while back, I think it was Limited Run that announced that they'd be doing stuff with Xbox as well as far as physical releases, which is really cool. I could be wrong about that though. Let me check with that, because I do not remember if that was actually a thing that they were going to work on. Oh no, I guess they actually are going to be doing that. Okay, cool. I have not checked out what they have in store like on their website in a while. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I've been trying to avoid their website because it's cool when you actually get these packages, right? But it's also the wait for it, because I mean, certainly Rivals of Ether and the Chasm and the Blind Box were okay for waiting. One Step from Eden kind of wasn't for me. That was a hard wait. That was an order made in September, and it was pretty much a little over like 6 months of waiting for that. And I was like, damn, dude. Meanwhile, Xbox like has like it on Game Pass, and I'm like, ooh, kinda tempted. No, no, I must not. But yeah, those are pretty much the ones I got. I'm still waiting on another one that I made in February. Understandably, it probably won't show up, but not for a while. And it's the one that's like a double package for like Gunvolt Chronicles, Avenger X2, and Kogan as a double pack. And then there's like another game that's I added to that. I don't remember what it is from the top of my head, but it's also kind of like an RPG game as well. So that won't be coming in for a while. Meanwhile, Limited Run, or at least Integrate's actually announced their physical for Gunvolt 3 with Limited Run. So I can't really stay away from it for too long. Oh yeah, also one of the orders since February was, what was it Monster Sanctuary? Yeah, I believe so. So it was like 4 games, technically speaking. Ooh, that's gonna take a while, actually. Oh boy, that actually will take a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that side of things. Let me see, I'm gonna bring up the topics list here. I did talk about briefly about Shiny Turtwig. I started doing the shiny hunt when the game came out, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and I could not for the life of me get this shiny Turtwig until, well, this past week. That's been about 4 months. 4 months of waiting. It's been rough. It's been very rough for your boy. But now we have shiny Turtwig. It's also a female as well, so that's actually a really rare Turtwig. So what I plan to do, is actually probably do a Nuzlocke run on that file. I won't release anybody, mind you, but I think it would be a lot of fun to go through it, because I am running like a personal file like on a different account, as well as like the Brilliant Diamond account too. So I'll be needing that Turtwig just to fill in the Pokemon logs over there too. So I guess like off camera I'll be like trading in like Pokemon here and there just to like fill in the Pokedex. I might also like take advantage of like the trading thing in case like any Pokemon that I have in this Nuzlocke run require an evolution type of thing going on. So whatchamacallit, there's that. Hold on. Just want to double check. Okay. Discord was kind of like shifting in the background. I was like, what's going on? All right. So I will, I'll definitely do something with that. But for now, I'm kind of focusing a lot on Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Guys, I've seen like, oh, I've been through a couple levels already of Kirby. And they've been all really good. But last night, that opinion somehow just got boosted. Like it's
I didn't know which way it was going to go. I didn't know if it was going to be negative or positive. I was like, oh, is he going to say, oh, but I found a level that was shit.
No, it's actually phenomenal for like Kirby's first time in a 3D space like of this scale. It's really, really impressive. I can go crazy about the music in a little bit, but for the most part, just like you are traversing two different worlds, but they keep it a consistent theme of just a desolate post-apocalyptic, excuse me, cannot like pronounce things today, world. Each of them, obviously, the initial area, which is like the Forgotten Plains or what have you, deals with just like an urban area. The next one is kind of like a factory that's all submerged in water. The third one's kind of like an abandoned carnival stage, and I just got past like the ice levels, and you already know ice levels have like the best music, and this is no exception. It's phenomenal. Music's phenomenal. I think the way that they're pacing the game too, because it does kind of play like Mario 3D World, which doesn't really like attract me, for lack of better words, in the sense that like, oh, you're just kind of like hopping from world to world, kind of like just like the standard like Mario like way. But what they do is that they kind of like take you back into Waddle Dee Town, and they have a bunch of new facilities, most likely after you clear the entire like world, and you just kind of take some time to just kind of go in there and just see all the new stuff that's happened, and they just kind of, it looks like it's gonna be a rinse and repeat process like that. But I just recently unlocked the Coliseum, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. I was like, one of my favorite things about like the Kirby games is just like the boss rush stuff. And then I see Meta Knight flying over. I'm like, there's the boy. And so I beat him, and it turns out like he drops like the blueprint to give you like what seems to be the third and maybe final stage of like the sword ability. And I was like, oh, you already know this is this is where your boy's gonna invest everything in. So I got that. It's really cool. That's a really cool like upgrade ability. And with that super satisfied, I went on my way to the next world, which was the ice level. And again, I loved the presentation of how they look at they put Kirby and they not superimpose him, but they pose him into what feels like the real world space, where like if you just stop and kind of look at things, you're like, this is kind of different from any Kirby level at all. Everything in his world is like super like, has like a specific like cartoon like aesthetic to it, but this is more like, this is all real. This looks real. There's one like Pacific like area in the ice world that really looks like one of the ice regions in Elden Ring, and you're like, uh-huh. Yeah, no, like Kirby, that game has a lot of charm, and I'm looking forward to jumping in. It's a pretty short game still. It is still one of the longer titles in the game though, so I think it takes about like 9 to 10 hours, like just normally running through it. Oddly enough, the longer games actually stem from the free-to-play fighting ones where you group up with like 4 people against like a general boss, and that actually eats up a lot of your time, mainly because of the fact that like,
how did they make any money off of those?
from me. Dude,
Like, was it just in-game purchases?
yeah, oh yes, in-game purchases essentially. So so of course you had like the whole stamina thing, right? Stamina's not really a big thing, but from what I remember, in order to upgrade stuff, you need certain like items, and you'll get a certain number of those like each login period, right? But you can obviously get more. So
Yeah,
what I remember, because I was super invested in like the 3DS version of it, they just had like these fixed tiers of like of items, and these items would also not only give you a lot of this stuff, but also kind of, what was the word for it? I think they also kind of boosted things like permanently for you as far as the rate in which you like gather more of them.
Pay to
So
win.
it was definitely enticing to actually get those items in that game. It was, I wouldn't say it's like pay to win. It's just
It sounds like it.
pay for convenience. Which, I mean, granted, I think that really is the cherry on top of any gacha like or free to play like formula. So, in any case, like those are the longer, more like versions of like Kirby games. Otherwise, Kirby's Adventures are usually like pretty short.
Like paying, so you can just paying and you can permanently just have better rates. That's pay to win.
But see how I said it several times. The thing is that, you know, you'll still get like that same number. It just takes a longer period of time. So it's just like, it's a convenience thing. I would say it's pay for convenience. You can't say it's pay to win. Like if it's like
Pay for advantage.
Pay for advantage. Okay, we'll meet in the middle. Pay for
Pay
advantage.
for you're probably gonna win.
Very well. But that's pretty much all the stuff as far as game stuff. I'm just happy that one, Elden Ring's been finished, that Turtwig's got, and I got these limited run games. And now I'm focusing on Kirby, and Kirby's actually a really short one. Really hoping to get into the whatchamacallit, return back into the pseudo marathon of the Tales Up series, because I'm still in Vesperia.
Just get to our eyes already.
It's gonna take a while. You gonna sit. You're gonna sit in that seat. You're gonna listen to me in the background.
It just reminds me of my friend David, because what he will do literally before any other game in a game series he enjoys comes out, he will go back and he will play the series in order. And I'm like, dude, by the time the game comes out, you still gonna be working on it.
But I want to keep it fresh in my memory. I gotta get it memorized. Reconnect Kingdom Hearts. I guess that's also another thing to talk about, actually. Kingdom Hearts is having their what was it, their 20th anniversary?
Soon, yeah.
And they're having a whatchamacallit. I think they're actually having the event tomorrow. I don't know.
There's no way it's not going to be a big announcement. There's no way.
It's no way. I mean, they could have just spanned the course of the entirety of this with, like, I've heard about the anniversary coming up since, oh my god, dude, it was last year even.
I'm just telling you right now, ain't no shot that they aren't planning some big announcement.
Yes, it's gonna be the next mobile game. Kingdom Hearts, all in one, mobile, cloud version.
I said big.
What do you think was going through their minds? Well, actually, I can't really even say, because like that's a whole different division for the cloud versions for the Switch. Could you imagine that was a big thing? We want to revitalize the experience again. So, Kingdom Hearts 1 cloud version, mobile. Honestly, the best thing is just like further affirmation about affirmation about just the next chronological title for the Kingdom Hearts series. Hopefully,
I'm just expecting them to at least tell us, hey, 4 is in production.
4, or they could just not give you 4 yet and give you like a middle game.
A spin-off.
Would you call it a spin-off? Well, I mean, mechanically, yeah, but like the story would still be. It would
Kingdom
have
Hearts
some.
Kingdom Hearts 3.2.
I was gonna avoid saying that, but yes. Kingdom Hearts Dream Drip Distance.
Do, do,
Listen.
do.
Yeah. I hope you guys like the Sanctuary orchestrated version. That's gonna keep playing each and every opening now. Yes, sir. We played through the original orchestrated several times over. Now we get to move on to Sanctuary, and after that, when we get to Kingdom Hearts like 7.6, you're gonna start hearing the third one orchestrated, the one with Squirrelix in it.
Face my fears.
Hey, listen, I've heard some rendition of the orchestration of that, or maybe the official one. That's great. I actually do like that song though. It hits different, but for me, that's a good different.
I'm just honestly, there is one direction they could go that I would absolutely be down for.
Oh,
Is if we get a spin-off game with the character that was introduced in Kingdom Hearts 3.
oh God, which character was introduced?
Was it how did it go? Was it Yazura?
Oh, was it Yorazora? I think something like that. Yeah, but yeah, I guess what you mean. That's actually a good idea.
You know, Noctis.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy 13th Versus? My God.
That was literally, that was literally supposed to be Noctis before. That was his design before.
Oh, I remember. He has.
Like that's actually supposed to be what he was supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm. And then the Spider-Man memes came in. I'm Spider-Man. No, I'm Spider-Man. Who is it? Obviously, it's Spider-Man.
And I mean, yeah, like they were. I mean, that's definitely Sora is definitely in his world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he's definitely going to have a bigger part to play in the story.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious where they're gonna even go with that. How they're gonna shoe him in when he was kind of like a discarded idea. I mean, we see that a couple times before, but I mean, a la like Metroid Dread, for example. But I'm just curious, like on a storytelling like level, especially since it is tied in with remnants of like a Final Fantasy game. So
it's tied in because they basically just confirmed that he is a canon character.
Yeah.
And that he is actually going to have some sort of significance in the future of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. I just hope that they do put an effort to like put in more of the Square Enix characters as well, because it's just like,
yeah, I definitely feel like Cloud could have showed up again.
Yeah, that'd be great. I do want to see like an more up-res version of him like in the Kingdom Hearts world. We've seen him in like remake, which is great, but I'm really curious like how they would change him up this time, because obviously
I will now give Kingdom Hearts despair.
I will give Smash despair. My God. So yeah, I do want to see what happens to Cloud and possibly Sephiroth post Smash Brothers, because we know they just went there, and so did Sora somewhere in his sleep.
It's just true. Sora did go there.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that this is a world in Kingdom Hearts Smash.
Oh my God! Oh, don't give me hope, because that sounds actually kind of dope. But it would also like open up like every single wormhole possible idea of like, oh, if Mario shows up at Kingdom Hearts, then it's like Mario does have the keyblade.
It just got a mushroom on the end of it.
Oh my God.
So go, Sora. The darkness got Luigi.
Help me.
Help me, Mario. We have to free Luigi's heart.
Oh no, Bowser's part of the darkness now. No. But guess who's creeping up in the shadows? Part of the organization now, Waluigi.
He's just in. He's just in the organization.
Listen, he's tall enough.
You just see his nose poking out of the darkness. Wah. Who could it be? Wah.
Oh my god. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the dudes of darkness.
Dudes of darkness. I mean, are you're aware of the events that occurred in Remind?
Remind. Yes. In the sense that a quick synopsis was that did a lot of data mining for like the things that happened to so well, is it also Remind also Melody of Memory?
Melody of Memory is separate from Remind.
Okay. So Remind was pretty much like your
It was
Digiscape.
It was the only DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, where it tells you about like how Sora even like disappeared in the end credits, and his journey to rescue Kairi, which was to literally go through the events all over again to span out that much time to to validate the budget for it, and actually have some like additional stuff, which included like the other Keyblade warriors fighting off the other dudes of darkness.
Yeah, that's also the other big thing is that literally everyone is back.
Literally everyone's back. Except for Sora. Sora's kind of like somewhere else now.
Like,
yeah, but of course, Melody
we got
Memory.
going back.
Yeah, so I actually haven't like played Remind. I still haven't like found any justification to go jumping on that. Unless I was like really hardcore on like the combat, which is actually really good. I actually do like that part about Kingdom Hearts 3. But even still, I'm like, you know, I'll just wait and see.
Like, the fact that you guys going back to what everyone was like, sea salt ice cream.
What do you mean I can play as Kairi?
What do you mean I can play as Kairi?
Listen, they were in the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm glad she got good for this fight specifically. Also, why don't they use that more? Well, I guess I was thinking about like the fact that Sora never got to become like a master, and so he was just pointing in a different direction. But I was thinking like, why don't he just go train more at the same time? Because Pete was doing him dirty too. Because he was like, hey, hold on, that there Keyblade boy looks a little scrawnier from last time, even though he physically did not look any different. And Sora's like, oh. And Donald's like, it's okay, Sora. And then Donald says something that you can't really like pick up, but he still says something encouraging. And Sora's over here like, oh. Anyway, before we jump into and almost like recap on everything that happened in Kingdom Hearts, what was it, Mark? You saw episode 2 Moon Knight, correct? The Moon Knight? I'll just go ahead and get started. Moon Knight episode 2 is great. Episode 1 had such an air of mystery to it, and I loved it for it, because that's kind of what got me hooked with WandaVision. WandaVision is still a little bit more on the mystery side of things, whereas episode 2 really just kind of like really kind of sets you to the spot where it's like, okay, now we know what's going on. Let's see if we can go forward with this. Moon Knight 2. You know what? I could talk about spoilers. Or not. Is everyone okay with that? I'll just go ahead and jump in with some spoilers in there. So, Moon Knight episode 2, one of the biggest things I was looking forward to is seeing more dialogue between Steven and Mark here. Just to recap, Mark is the alter ego of the other personality that Steven never knew he had. And now all of a sudden, they're becoming much more aware of each other. Whereas previously they were able to like live separately. I don't know how he was able to keep up with that for the longest time, but for as long as Steven is remembered, he literally ties himself down to his bed. And he doesn't remember anything. Okay, got you. But now recently, crazy stuff's been happening. Like they're becoming much more consciously aware of each other, and unfortunately, Steven being aware of these situations
Also, episode 2 was great.
has prevented a lot of things on Mark's side to progress. So now it's now kind of a struggle for them to like work together, and I'm glad that it was as chaotic as you would expect it to be, as like this very innocent boy Steven is having to get himself involved in all these crazy stuff and find out that Mark, his other side of him, is absolutely like crazy as far as like the things he's done. He has a wife, so that's how in the world could you manage that while whatchamacallit, it seems like Steven on the side has at least, you know, been awake each day, or at least been consciously aware of each day. I don't know, but I'm with him on this in the sense that like he cannot carry out his normal life the way that things are now, because Mark's intervention has like prevented Steve in this case from like keeping his job. It's kept him from like having personal relationships. It's real rough for him. So, but right now, how things stand, Mark has control, and he is able to summon the suit. I do not remember the name of the dude that he has to work under, because essentially he's obligated to help out this dude as his soldier to I guess suppress evil, essentially. I do not remember the names here, but that episode was really good because it really sets up the adventure aspect of things. And you know, it's only 2 episodes, and you know, we only get like 6 episodes or something like that, right? So we kind of gone through all the complicated things about like figuring out like exactly who Steven and Mark is, and like them as Moon Knight represents. So I'm really curious to see how things like go forward, how they adapt the original story. Well, I guess someone who actually knows the lore would probably let you know about that, but it's also like really interesting for me to really just kind of see how this will unfold. But all right, I'll talk about Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was really good. I would say that it had no right being as good, great, comedic, but it also had to come into it. When you had such success as the first movie, and that was built upon a lot of background, like a lot of criticism, a lot of just like backlash of the original conceptual art of Sonic, and then you come up with something that's even more successful beyond your wildest dreams. Of course, you're gonna go in on this movie, and this movie was really, really good. I'll be very minor on the spoilers here, but for this one, because it's like newer than Moon Knight Episode 2. But Sonic 2 has people in it. It has humans, has human like portions in the film, where it is specifically on the human characters. I feel like if you watch the previous movie and you've actually like enjoyed like their presence, then you'll be just fine in this one. And even then, if you're not really a big fan of them, it feels kind of minimum, but they do have like a pretty big like part into like part of the movie. It doesn't really impact the plot per se, but it does involve them because they are very much so important in Sonic's life in that movie. There are appearances of original Sonic characters, not in addition to obviously Eggman, right? There's Tails and there's Knuckles. We already know about that. There's some really cool like bits and pieces about character development on Sonic's side. They do give him like a drive to go for. Sonic has obviously spent like a good amount of time now in Green Hill. He understands and recognizes like his abilities and wants to do good. But the problem is that, you know, he doesn't know how to really control it. He's still a kid. So unfortunately, he's kind of forced to kind of grow up with that kind of stuff because Eggman is like returning back. Jim Carrey again does like a fantastic job as like Dr. Robotnik slash Eggman. The other dude who plays this with Agent Stone has been spending a good amount of time like on social media promoting the movie. Props to him on that, but unfortunately he does play a pretty minimal role in the movie. He's not even like in collaboration with Knuckles. He's not even like a rival like of Knuckles in that sense. He is like really the guy in the chair, and he is very much so like a restricted like supporting character. But I can definitely tell you that I do appreciate his presence as someone who deeply admires Eggman. So other characters to bring up, or even things to bring up, there's a lot I don't want to really like bring up per se for now, but the way they kind of like tie this one up to the previous movie as far as events and stuff like that that exists. Things involving like Sonic's past and how that is relating to Tails and then Knuckles, that's all there. So by the end of the movie, things are just okay. And I don't mean that in a mediocre way. I think that ending was just fine. There's some really cool stuff. I will say, action in this movie was unexpectedly really, really dope. You would not expect like fighting choreography the way it's handled like in this movie. It's actually really, really good. There's definitely a lot of references too to just stuff in Sonic's like universe in general. Not excluding the thing that happens mid credits. That's another thing. Mid credits is a big thing for you to keep in mind of. If they want to continue making more Sonic movies, if they have the budget to make more Sonic movies, that's the next direction that they're going to go. And I'm surprised by what they're hinting at. I will say no more than that. It's really good. Oh, I will say though that follow the audience review on this one. Absolutely. Think of it like Venom. Venom was like critically not so like well received. It wasn't like bad, but it was just kind of like according to critics. But like, I mean, if you have any like, if you're a fan of Venom or just like the Marvel stuff, then you're good there. And it's kind of the same thing here with Sonic. Like, I think it was a fine movie like as like by itself, but as a Sonic movie, it was great. It was just great. I will agree. Ryan said this like somewhere like on someone else's stream. I think it was a nice stream actually, where he said that like in comparison, first one does kind of seem booty, and I can agree with that because I think the first movie was a little bit slow on just like kind of building everything together because obviously, you know, you had to build up on everything. But in this one, it is pretty fast or pretty quick. It is 2 hours. I don't remember what the first one was as far as time length, but yeah, this was a pretty lengthy movie. So definitely, if you're gonna watch it in theaters, make sure you pee beforehand. You're welcome. But I think that's pretty much it as far as the talks like real quick about Sonic 2. They do have some licensed music, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? Because it is like part of Paramount, they do reference a lot of like famous folk. So just be aware of that you'll see some like moments where you're like, of course they're gonna bring that in. I think it does really well for the comedy bits when you reference someone and it's immediate haha moment. But I think that's everything I want to bring up. I'm not sure if there's anything else I want to talk about regarding Sonic, except for the fact that I never played through Colors Ultimate. I still gotta do that. I downloaded the game, so I also still have that like the little baby Sonic keychain that's like part of the box in there. I and then I added like the icons that was like, digitally exclusive, and I just added to like my profiles like across like the game, the gaming side of things. So I was like, this is nice. I like it. Now, if I could do that for Steam, that'd be fantastic. Actually, I should double check. I don't know if Steam actually allows me to upload my own avatar image. If not, if that's the case, I would 100% do it for Sonic there too. But yeah, that I really think that is everything. Really cool. Definitely recommend it. As well as Moon Knight right now. Moon Knight's like very promising right now. I think all the other Marvel ones were really good. I don't really have any complaints. Speaking of Marvel, actually, so whatchamacallit, in less than a month now, right? We got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's gonna be very exciting. I'm wondering if they'll bring up anything regarding Spider-Man. That's my first question. And then once that's in there, I'm all for just like whatever happens going forward. And of course we have like Thor: Love and Thunder happening like later on, but I don't know if there was any. Actually, I'm gonna look this up real quick because I could have sworn I saw something posted new about like Love and Thunder. I could be wrong though. Why am I getting so many like Facebook messages? Oh. Okay, just checking here. I didn't know if whatchamacallit, Mark was trying to reach out to me like over there, but no, we're okay. Thor: Love and Thunder. Let me just check this just real quick. Is that the first trailer? Hold on. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, you know what? It got brought up. Like Love and Thunder, the reason it got brought up was because like there was a record about like the time between the first trailer and the release of the movie is the shortest that we've seen in Marvel, which is the funniest thing for anyone to point out. But I guess that is a record nevertheless. So there you go. I'll have to keep this tab open. I kind of want to see what else other like big like news has been covered regarding Thor, because Thor Ragnarok was like really good in my mind. It was kind of one of the best like Marvel movies as far as like that level of comedy, but so like some awesome action like involved in that. But right now we'll just see. Also, I picked this up actually when I was watching Sonic. One of the previews was talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, right? That's the one with Miles Morales. That was like from Sony. The very like tastefully artistically envisioned movie has a release date. It's a part 1. So we have Across the Spider-Verse part 1 coming out in October, and I'm looking forward to that for sure. I was shocked though that they were gonna have a part 2, part 1 and part 2, maybe part 3, probably a part 2. But yeah, like what's that entail though? Like, I mean, Into the Spider-Verse 1 obviously was good as a standalone thing, and I honestly wasn't expecting like a sequel, but here comes the sequel, and it's part 1. So curious about that. What will cause this movie to really require the part 2? And I guess for now, we're just kind of left with that and have absolutely no idea until further notice. So, I guess that's it, dudes. What else is there that's happening? How about things that have been happening currently? I guess we're just going back to like things I've been doing this past week. I've been digging further into Octopath Traveler. I'm trying to dig into my library of games slowly but surely. Octopath is a little slow though for me. It is it's almost like mindless like level grinding, because what you have to do is after you clear out like certain chapters and get like characters for the first time, you're gonna need to level them up so that like the next time you hop into like a chapter 2 of any of the characters, you meet the level requirement, which is like 23 or 20 something. It's and by the time you like when the recommended like level is like 12, right, for like a chapter 1, chapter 2 is like literally 10 levels like ahead, you're gonna do some level grinding. And I've been slowly working at that. I've found a means to an end to do like the most efficient way of doing level like grinding, but it's taken a while. And I guess I'm kind of not used to like that type of RPG, because I think RPGs are doing a pretty good job at like, well, I can't really say that. Tales of Vesperia had me level grinding for a little bit. It's oddly tougher than I thought. I think the same thing with Symphonia, but I was able to get by in that one as well. But Vesperia, ooh, dude, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like difficulty of the enemies are kind of high up there actually. Got wiped like in those caves. I remember that. Well, I'll have to revisit it later on. That's gonna be fun. I think I'm still, yeah, actually I do remember. I remember exactly where I left off at, so we'll see. What else was there? I honestly, ooh, you know whatchamacallit, one step from Eden's like looking at me. I'm like, I should play this game. I know, like I have it on Game Pass, so I could just do it from there. Way before. But for that one, like I've been getting into like the physical copy, so it's like, yep. That's how it be. And I'll have to try out these other ones too. Sheesh, dude. Try them out is the key word. Don't know about finishing them. Ooh. Yeah, there was a sale going on today, like from like GameStop, Best Buy, Amazon, etc. Where it was like a buy two get one free. And I was very tempted today, but I was like, you know what? Those games can wait. You can hold off. Hold off. We just bought tickets for a movie, so I think we're fine. So, all right. I think that's pretty much everything. So, it's a pretty short podcast, but as far as like how I felt, like, well, actually, podcasts is usually the same length, but this has been a really eventful week. Biggest things obviously was getting Shiny Turtwig, so I can get that going. Elden Ring being done, fantastic. I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of feel like jumping back into that one to get like mainly the weapons. The weapons are like super dope, and I did miss out on quite a number of them. Even like throughout the times off camera where I just picked up nothing but yeah, we'll see. But all right, so I guess we'll go ahead and call it. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. It's been a really good week. Shout out to Mark for jumping in on stream. He did hop out, and it's unfortunate because like I don't know if he'll make it to the sign off here, but we'll go ahead and leave it at here. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DangIT Podcast. It's been episode 406. My name is Justin. Mark. And thanks for watching. # bye everybody.